Live from the chicken wing capital of the world, Buffalo, New York. You're listening to the Childcare Bridge podcast, your source for the best tips, tools, and tactics on how to market and grow your childcare center, ensuring total domination. Total domination. This is the Childcare Bridge, and this is your host, Michael Tasner.
Never stop marketing. In today's episode of the Childcare Bridge, I want to answer this question that comes up all the time, but give you all of the reasons as to why. Why does the question come up? And why am I giving you the very straight and very direct answer that at many, many times during your career in this industry, you're going to need to hear? So if you're new here, you know that there are a couple of things that drive all things enrollment and childcare success. But at the end of the day, you're going to live and die based on the number of families that you have at a given time, that you've had previously, that you have in the pipeline. We're in the business of serving families, serving kids, helping the community. But at the end of the day, this is really just a math equation. How many centers do you have? What does the capacity look like? What are the profitability ratios? Profitable classrooms? Like, it's all boiled down to very, very simple math equations. It's not that it's rocket science. Now, are there lots and lots of intricacies and lots of randomness and things that are going to happen all day, every day? Yes, I see this all the time. All the time. There's never the exact same day. Like, it's never Groundhog Day where you're feeling and seeing the same thing over and over and over. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. And when you start to take a couple of steps back, I'm all about pushing you to think about your thinking. I'm all about pushing you to take some reflective steps back, because when you're in the thick of it, when you're kind of going from fire to fire to fire, you're not able to think logically. So take a few steps back and go into this notion of, should I pause, start, increase, decrease my marketing? So if you know that you're going to live or die based on the number of enrollments that you have, and there's obviously other factors, but we're separating out all the other factors right now. We're separating out what your tuition is and your overhead, and we're putting all that stuff aside. But you can't profitably run a center if you're half full, for example, unless you're charging absorbent tuition. Like, profitably, the profits really typically start to get when you get into 3-digit enrollment numbers. Our most successful centers that we work with are typically 100 to 300 family students in each of those centers that they own. Do we have some that have 50 enrollments that are crushing it? Definitely. Their tuition reflects that. They're not charging $150 a week. But success really starts to happen. This 7- and 8-figure childcare center owner really starts to happen when you get those higher enrollment numbers, those higher capacity centers, because you're able to then really scale and kind of go off of just the sheer volume. Like, things actually get easier as you get bigger. I'd say, well, that doesn't make sense. I've always heard the phrase like, go big and go broke, or stay small and keep it simple. Simple definitely scales. That's one of my favorite phrases and methodologies. But when you get bigger and bigger, you have more resources. You can hire area directors. You can hire family relationship coordinators to only handle tours and enrollment calls, for example. You have the scale. You have the ability to just do a lot more. And there's this comment that I see on Facebook. I was going to say forums, but Facebook groups. I'm thinking old school days with forum. Facebook groups, at conferences. I know that I did a couple of my biggest takeaways from the recent conference that I was at late last year, the Hinge conference for early childhood education. A lot of the movers and shakers at that event. And it continues to surprise me that they don't get it. People are coming to this event. People are going on Facebook saying, what am I doing wrong? I can't seem to grow. I've hit capacity. Should I stop my marketing? What should I do? Like, there's all of these different walls, but everything continues to lead back to marketing. Everything kind of continues to lead to that one particular area. And the one question that really drives me nuts is when a center will either pause their marketing when they've hit certain numbers, stop their marketing, or even more so feel that they don't need to do any marketing because they feel like they've arrived. And typically the pushback is when they've hit a wait list. And they'll say, well, Michael, does it make sense for us to continue marketing? And that could be they're a childcare client of ours where we're doing the marketing for them. As you know, we've got the largest marketing agency across not only the US, but the globe, serving all different areas for childcare center owners. They'll say, well, we've got a wait list. Why would we keep marketing? Like, shouldn't we just save that money? And I will give you a very quick spoiler alert answer. And the answer is no. You never stop marketing. I don't care how tough times are. I don't. There's a lot of centers that are struggling right now. I don't care that you're struggling. Now, you might say, oh my gosh, what does he mean by that? It's not that I don't care from a human to human level. I need you to separate out that suffering from the emotional side and look at this at a factual based situation. We've got to separate out the emotions. Yes, on the human level, I hate seeing people suffer. I feel bad for lots and lots of people. I'm the guy that goes to the craft shows and wants to buy something from every little small business there because I hate seeing people not selling anything. But if you separate out the emotional side of either you don't know what, you don't have the money to do it, or the other side of I'm at this wait list. So two polar opposites. And you say, well, can't do any marketing because I don't have the money, or we can't even pay our bills. Or the flip side, we're going to stop marketing because we're full. I'm going to ask you a question that's very, very simple. Very, very simple. Why? What do you mean by that? Why stop your marketing? So let's start at the opposite side of you've got a wait list. Why do you want to stop it? Well, we're full. And then I continue to ask the same questions. So I would ask that why question. Why? I'd ask it a few times to kind of dig deeper. Here's what happens when you stop marketing in today's economy. Number one, families will start to forget about you. Those families that were on your wait list, just because they're on your wait list doesn't mean anything. I've had centers show me wait lists that they tell me are 5 years deep in lines 100 times around the block. And then I start digging into the wait list and realizing, well, half of your wait list isn't even relevant. They've aged out. When was the last time you communicated with your wait list? Well, about a year ago. I'll say, great. Message every one of those people. Call, email, text, and actually see what your wait list is. And all of a sudden, magically, that 300-person wait list is now 20 people. Oh, geez, that's not good. But what ends up happening on this side of the wait list, and when you stop marketing, people forget about you very, very quickly. The name of the game is that we have to stay top of mind. We have to stay something called omnipresent. We have to have them seeing us on Facebook, seeing us on YouTube, seeing us in ChatGPT, seeing us on Google, seeing emails. We have to make sure that they are continuing to see you, even if your message needs to change. And this is the most important piece here. And then I'm going to jump to the other side of why market when I have no money. We need them to constantly see your name so you can stay top of mind because things happen in this industry that you will never have planned for. Never have planned for. I see this every single day. Directors take half year enrollments. 3 teachers leave mass exodus. I just saw this yesterday. 3 teachers left one of our childcare centers. They took like 30 plus enrollments with them overnight. 30 enrollments, $30,000 a month plus gone of revenue like that. Overnight. They had 0 plans. So what do you do there if you were telling me, well, we had this huge wait list or we were full? Because you need to plan for attrition. You need to plan for withdrawals. You need to plan for all of the potential worst case scenarios. But outside of all of those, you simply never stop marketing. You never stop marketing. You have to stay top of mind 24/7. That is how you win. If I flip to the other side of what do I do if I'm struggling, I've got no money, like why should I be doing marketing? Because there's no other option. There's no other option. You might as well close your doors down. What I don't want to see you do is go deeper and deeper into debt, taking out all these lines of credit. If you are not able to start to put dollars and time into marketing, you might as well close your doors. And that doesn't even just go for this industry. It goes for any industry. Like, why go and open a restaurant, for example, spend your life savings to have the most beautiful restaurant in the world? The best menus, you hire the best chef, it's gorgeous inside and out, and then you have no money to drive customers. You are in the marketing business, and I'm going to continue to echo that statement all throughout the year this year. You are in the marketing business. You're not in the childcare business. You need to start thinking of your business in that respect. You've got to grab the parent attention. You've got to get their attention so that you can tell them why you're better. You can talk about all the amazing benefits to coming to your center versus the other one. You can tell them how amazing your team is and how amazing you are and the facilities and the curriculum and all of that, but you have to grab their attention. Parents are getting bombarded all day, every day with messages after messages on all the different marketing mediums everywhere. I mean, just look at yourself. Just look at everything around you. Even on your drive into your center, you've got billboard messages. You've got messages on people's cars. Scrolling social media, you're seeing ads there. Then the next couple of months, you're now going to be seeing ads in ChatGPT. It's just now coming about. You're seeing ads there. You're getting mail that's sitting on your desk. There's advertising, like you're constantly getting hit with lots and lots of messages. I need your center, regardless of if you're struggling or you're full, to stay top of mind and to constantly be getting that attention. Constantly getting the attention. That's the message for you today. So when you say, well, Michael, we're full, we should just stop marketing and save that money, you're going to thank me because something can and will happen. Now, the other piece to this, and this is what I'm going to talk about in next week's episode around data. It's not going to be the sexiest of topics, but it's going to be an important one. You're going to realize that when you're analyzing your data and your numbers, you're actually not looking at it the right way. You're simply looking at, are we full right now? And you're failing to forget about all the stuff that's coming. Never stop marketing. Very, very simple message. Very, very simple message. Now, the only pivot that I would encourage you to make if and when you are busting at the seams with a wait list is you don't need to be driving a now enrolling message. You can be driving a branding based message. Very, very simple pivot. You're not saying enroll now, we're taking infants, but rather you're keeping your child care center name top of mind so families are constantly hearing about you. You're always having inquiries so that if and when you do need to have an aggressive marketing campaign for enrollments, you're not starting from scratch. You at least have some top of mind authority, that top of mind omnipresence, so that you can get those numbers up faster than as if you were starting from scratch. Never stop marketing. Michael Tasner signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Tune in next week to learn all about data so that you can actually correctly interpret what's going on at your centers. Catch you next week.